So, welcome to Saturday Mindfulness program. You heard a lot of talking by all the teachers, drop all the desire to succeed in mindfulness. So, we have a misconception, a wrong notion about this. But the answer to the question that why we need to drop desire to succeed in meditation or mindfulness. Every literature, every master talks about it. So this is basically a kind of inner orientation of the mind. And you need to contemplate this principle again and again to keep your mind clear, and then you can succeed in any meditation. Any meditation. That's not an issue. Any meditation. So first thing to understand what we are doing in meditation. Every master says that meditation or mindfulness aims at knowledge of reality, knowledge of my true nature, or we can simply say knowledge of pure consciousness. Why we use the word pure consciousness? Then it is not an awareness. It is not an objective reality. It is subjective reality. Now when we say meditation aims at subjective reality, pure consciousness or real self that is already present within, I already have it, but I don't know it. I am not awakened to that reality. Whether you talk of Kundalini meditation, Shiva and Shakti, mindfulness, or any meditation, the goal is to find that subjective reality, our true nature, which we already have. So it means meditation is a journey to know what I already have. Now put this into a desire. Desire means I don't have. So I know that this object, this person, this place, this time will give me happiness. So I have already projected happiness which is outside me. So that becomes the desire. And then the mind has to make an effort to possess it, to use it, to find happiness. So when any master says that, no, you have to get rid of the desire, so we immediately have a wrong perception, wrong notion about it. So that is why in the Eastern wisdom, we say there must be an orientation. What we, in the modern world, we say, oh, let us close your eyes and meditate. As if you are doing a master's degree, so let us close your eyes and now you are fit for the master's degree. No. The university invites you for orientation. They say, here is the classroom, here is the curriculum, Here are the number of periods that you need to attend per week. And here is the pass percentage and the grading. Otherwise you will fail. Same thing applies. But we never go for orientation in meditation or mindfulness. So we have a wrong perception. We have a wrong perception. How can one leave the desire? We are talking of what we already have. And I want to reveal that real self in me. So now see the first orientation. So now we are very clear. It is not desire fulfillment, it is self-fulfillment. Second thing, the mind need not to go outside to pick up an object and project happiness, and then we start working on it, and we continue to work throughout our life, and peace and happiness never comes because the mind is projecting peace and happiness. That is why it has to make an effort. See that. You have to contemplate, reflect on it. What is meditation? To know my true nature, where it is located deep inside. So what is the meaning of deep inside? It is behind and beyond the mind. What is that in modern terminology? It is the state of the pure consciousness. And that pure consciousness is beyond and behind the mind. So when I say beyond and behind the mind, so what is the journey? How to help this mind to go beyond and behind the mind. So it means the Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge that helps us to go beyond and behind the mind, and we enter into a meditative state. So the orientation through the knowledge coming from the Eastern wisdom. The way I talked about when you enroll in your master's degree, let's have an orientation today. So you are aware of what needs to be done, what need not to be done in the journey of mindfulness, rather than creating its own ideas and concept and thinking. No. One has to follow. Any knowledge, one has to follow in that. Not going deeper, but there are, I would say, 9 plus 3, 12 or 13 steps of orientation. A couple of them. Ask the mind, how do you relax? How do you calm down? Do you relax because of your physiological changes or the mind going within, leaving all the objects of the desire? You need to work on it yourself. And gradually what happens, the mind starts realizing, moving the mind within, dropping the projection of happiness in any object, in any person, in any event. Now see that, can you go deeper into this statement? You are aware of yourself in the state of doing nothing. Doing nothing means the mind is always doing something to possess and own an object or a person in order to secure happiness. So once the mind is clear, so what is going to happen? You are already relaxed. So what was the step? The mind started moving inside. So like this, there are many orientation steps. First is what we say viveka. discernment, separating what I am and what I am not. Then there is a dispassion. Dispassion means that now you are detached with all those objects which is causing the trouble. Then we have 6 inner treasures. Like we have a wealth outside, so we have a wealth inside, the inner treasures. So what are those inner treasures? First is withdrawal to live and consciously experience the state of relaxation. Second is withdrawal of the mind from outside in order to reach to a state where the mind feels there is no desire fulfillment. The third is a wonderful step. It is known as uparati. Uparati. The mind experiences the state of inner calm and the poise independent of anything. These are the 3. You see, look at the steps. There are other 3 steps. So once we follow all those steps, mindfulness and meditation becomes a play and a fun in life. Then you live in meditation. Then what happens? The time comes you don't chase meditation or mindfulness. It is just the reverse. The meditation and mindfulness goes everywhere where you go, where you live, where you think, where you speak. That is the journey told by our teachers. Can we pick up some of those steps in today's journey of meditation? So let us do it. Close your eyes. Let us start. Eyes are closed. So what does it mean by eyes are closed? Do you see that? Eyes are closed means what? You are invoking the first treasure. And what is that first treasure? First treasure is relaxation. So you have started the process. And your eyes are closed and you are into that state. Doing nothing. So when you are doing nothing, after all, there is a consciousness. It becomes naturally aware. Aware of what? Just know that. It becomes aware of the world outside. It becomes aware of the world outside. And what is the world? World of people. It becomes aware of the world of people. It becomes aware of the objects. And you do nothing. I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful way to move into that state. So, because we cannot live in the state where the mind is not able to separate the world outside from what is inside, so we have to do the journey. See that? So that is why where we come to the next step, that is being comfortable. So I make it very simple. And what is being comfortable? You look at the neck joint. Feel the sensation. Being comfortable and steadiness. Why I say this? Can you figure out with what we discussed? The self is already within us. So why the mind should run? Move the mind on the shoulder joints, feel the sensation and being comfortable. Move the mind on the hip joint, feel the sensation, being comfortable. And experience the steadiness. Move the mind on the knee joints. Are you aware still the mind is moving to the object, that is the body. But when you experience sensation, being comfortable, then what happens? The mind instantly turns inside. And that movement we need to be aware of. And you become aware of the entire body. Awareness of the entire body. Move the mind on the entire body and experiences sensation, being comfortable and a steadiness. Can we go a little deeper? And in the field of awareness, we need not to do anything. The mind should be made aware of the sensation. I'm introducing a very simple but step or the principle. Look at the body. It's a physical body. See the beauty of the mind. It is the physical mind that perceives the body. Physical mind? Yes. What is physical mind? It first recognizes the name and the shape and of the object, and then it says, yes, I feel the sensation. And what about when I say relaxation and stillness? Does the relaxation has any name, shape? No. But still the mind perceives. It is the subtle mind. What is the subtle mind? It drops the desire naturally. That is why we say mindfulness is natural. Just giving you can still enter into that state instantly. But because of our past impression, our clinging to the body and the objects stored in the mind, it returns. And that poses a challenge. That is why the orientation is needed. Now see another part of that orientation when I say being carefree. You know it. standing across the road watching the traffic. And so here it is, standing across the mind that is constantly subjected to the thoughts, feeling, and the sensations, one part of the subtle mind. And the other part is the subtler mind that is constantly watching, aware, not getting carried away by any thought. This is what we say, let the thought come and let it go. Let the traffic come and let it go. It is not difficult at all. It is a play and a fun. It is a play and a fun. And now in the preparatory step I also say do nothing. So when I say do nothing, but still we are conscious, we are aware, and that consciousness goes through the mind and becomes aware of the objects in the world. Let us be aware, but no clinging. Is that a casual and a natural state? The answer is yes. So in every practice, I give you a glimpse. Oh, here it is. And then we can have any number of steps depending on your temperament, depending on your challenges. So look at the head and the neck. Physical mind. Now I'm just playing with the words, but you move into that awareness. So when you look at the head and the neck, it's a physical mind. And then I say experience, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Sensation, physical. See that sensation, physical mind. What about relaxation is the subtle. If I say subtle mind, the mind adapts itself. And what about the stillness? Can the mind be still? If it is not still, it cannot figure out what is stillness. So that stillness is the subtler mind reflecting our real nature or pure consciousness. You need not to think too much, just live into that state, because we are repeating so that you can easily understand and enter into a deeper state. The right arm, instantly, recognition, you need not to say it. You know it's a physical mind. Name, shape, object. Then comes the sensation, still it is physical. Relaxation. Mind has nothing to worry about the name, shape, and the object of the relaxation. There is nothing. That helps the mind to expand. I picked up that orientation. And these orientation applies to every practice of meditation people are missing. Whether it's a Kundalini or meditation or mindfulness. And the stillness, the mind gets a glimpse. I cannot be still, but are we going behind? Move the mind on the left arm. Move the mind on the left arm, be there. And now experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You see, now my saying sensation, relaxation, and stillness makes sense. So we are not forcing the body to be into that state. We are awakening. Why? We already have what we are discovering. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. Be there on the chest and the belly. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So when you are very much clear about what I'm speaking now, the physical mind, the subtle mind, the subtler mind, the subtlest mind, is nothing but awareness moving freely without any clinging to an object. What happens? You don't have any barrier. There are 100 doors in a palace. Every door is open. You reach to the destination. Move the mind on the chest and the belly and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Again, I'm oversimplifying it. Move the mind on the right leg. I can also say become aware of the right leg. The mind adapts itself, it becomes the physical mind. It recognizes that right leg is an object, it has a shape, it has a name, and the mind goes there. But then I say sensation. Do you see the mind is moving at the subtler level? Relaxation. I'm not saying induce relaxation, work on relaxation. I don't say physiological relaxation. Why? When the moment I say relaxation, the mind becomes subtle, it leaves the body. Do you see that change? As if the mind is going behind and beyond? That needs to be consciously recognized. And then we have the state of the stillness. Move the mind on the left leg. So in Kundalini, what you feel? You feel the sensation is also a form of energy. Relaxation is also a higher level of energy. And in that stillness, you find there is an energy which is not linked to any object of the world outside. It is the Shakti. How simple it is to one. We need a clear orientation. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Now see that you have this knowledge of the different layers of the mind that helps you recognize the mind in different modes. Move the mind on the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. And experiencing sensation, relaxation, and stillness. When I made this statement or this step, at the same time, the past impression also attacks the mind. We don't know those past impressions. It is not known unless it impacts, its effect is known in the mind. And those impressions are made up of the desires, not only in this birth, for many births. So we are bypassing that. In today's meditation, in Kundalini meditation, we have to fight with it. But without proper orientation, not possible. Then you follow a cult, dogma, belief, religion. The entire body being there, experiencing sensation, relaxation in stillness. And look inside the body. So when you look inside the body, is it the subtler mind that gets absorbed into the space, emptiness, darkness, or the physical mind? It still holds on to the shape of the body. That defines your progress. Oh, I am a pointer, I have to do nothing. So there I bring another step, look inside the head and the neck, become aware of the space, that is the state of quietness, become aware of the sensation inside the body, which is different than the sensations on the skin of the body. You see, I qualify it. So you get a sense of it. Oh yes, sensation has no shape and size. And the space. What happens? You move into the state of calmness and quietness. Now, are we living within? Only you can recognize. Are you living within at the same time the mind is triggered by the past impression? It runs after the objects, creates an imagination, fancies, clinging. Mind says, no, I'm not doing good. All these are coming from the past. Why? Desire fulfillment. So we need to be very clear, not only the triggering of the mind, but also the 6 inner treasure. And then every practice succeeds. Anyhow, looking at the breath that is going in and out, when the breath goes in, soham, breath comes out, soham. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So what happens when you have an orientation and you don't have it? So when you have an orientation, it does not mean that people don't succeed. But the journey is like this. So what is that orientation? That is how I make a statement. In the state of being comfortable, sensation, steadiness, sensation, relaxation, stillness. Mind is looking at the breath going in and dropping soham without changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath, coming out saying soham with a sense of what it means by the soham. A query. When we do a programming language, we put a query and the result comes. The same thing. The queries of soham means I'm that. Literal. What is that? I'm pure consciousness. So every time this mind non-verbally understands by saying verbally soham. So soham is an object, physical mind, and understanding, awareness, I am that, is the subtle mind. The mind never runs after anywhere. I can tell you. Continue Soham. Soham, physical mind. Behind that, an understanding, I am that subtle mind. And actually you become aware of that infinite space is still the subtler mind. Are you living into all the three? Living at the physical, it prevents the mind to go after any object of desire. Subtle mind inspires. And I'm just expressing for the sake of clarity, doubt-free mind. So when there is a doubt-free mind, do you think that doubt-free mind has any thoughts? Or that mind makes you crazy? No. And now we leave this mantra also. That makes the breath mindfulness to succeed. So in the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness, you are looking at the breath going in and out. You know the breath is going in and out. I'm breaking into the steps of pointed awareness. First point of awareness, you know the breath is going in and out. Does this breath have any shape and size? You are already at the subtler level. You feel the sensation, so you keep a tag. Okay, I know what is the object, but I'm not carried away by that. Third point, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. That prevents your past impression to trigger. And the fourth step, every time the breath goes in, as if the mind and the breath merges into the inner space. As breath comes out, the breath merges, mind and the breath merges into the outer space. You're almost left every object. Even the subtle mind knows the breath is an object, but the breath and the mind merges into the space, means you know. Continue. But to be into that state, that is what I talked today. We need that kind of an orientation. Pointed awareness. There are many pointed awareness, you see that? Sensation, relaxation and stillness. Awareness of the breath going in and out, feeling the sensation, no change. And every time the breath goes in, the mind drops deep into the space. To lose its objectivity, that is what it is. Okay? The last couple of weeks we are using the same step, but with an in-depth understanding to help the mind to reach, to live into the doubt-free state. Why? It deepens. It deepens the practice. and doing nothing. Remain as you are. So what happens when you remain you are? The mind is already inner oriented. It has no object to work on. And there comes a mindfulness state. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand. We are not in a hurry. And bring your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. And we will share our experiences. How are you, Paul and Priscilla?
Doing well. That was good. It was nice to mix the different breathing techniques and the mantra in the same session.
Yes. And Priscilla.
I felt very calm. I started to get that ocean feeling again, like I was on the ocean. It was good. It was good. Calming.
So when I say I feel calm, can that calmness continues inside while the physical mind is working all the time in the waking state or the dream state? We have achieved.
Yeah, get behind the mind.
Yes, get behind the mind. How are you, Sameer?
Sir, it was a total blankness. Total blankness.
Very good.
It was like a cinema hall screen without any picture on it.
That's a good simile. And that gives an idea again, the same, whether it is the state of continuity of the calmness or the continuity of the screen without any picture. It gives a glimpse of wonderful. So how about you, Akanksha Bharadwaj? Who is this? Oh, Ashok. You can unmute it. Terry, how are you? Terry's...
I did not succeed, but I tried to not get attached to my difficulties.
Yes. I could see that. Yes. You see, that is very... when I started talking about this orientation, For some people, the mind is deeply clinging to the objects of the world. Others are clinging to the body. And still others are clinging to the body because of the challenges in the body. So the mind goes back again and again. It is normal in the journey. So going deeper into the relaxation again and again for a shorter period to clear the mind, to drop that clinging to succeed. This is what happens. This is what the Master says. Shobha, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. सर बेटर हुआ है एंड ब्रेन मतलब धीरे से हैप्पीनेस पे जा रहा है, फिर वापस उस पे आ रहा था, लेकिन लास्ट में ब्रीदिंग पता चल रही थी, बट वापस आने में इतनी हैवीनेस थी कि वापस आने में बहुत टाइम लग रहा
था. That's really good. That's good practice. How about you, Akanksha? Sometimes, people don't want to say anything. So understand that we are not following any cult, dogma, belief, religion, not at all. Ultimately, every master in the Eastern wisdom says it is an instrument of knowledge that helps us to awaken to our true nature. So you need not to shy. You have to come openly and forthwith. That is all for today. Thank you. We will meet next week for a new session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.